Welcome all. We are today at Castro Senior Center. Taking a breath in for Qigong. Breathing in to the body and exhaling down slowly through 3 energy centers. Heart is the second, and then the third is the top, and the bottom one is right here at the low dantian or low energy center. So let's do that again. Inhaling up. Exhaling down through 3 energy centers, head, heart and lungs, and the primary one here at the abdomen on the exhale. Realizing that with the Qigong breath, you're breathing in through the nostrils, but you're also opening the whole tummy area, which is your energy sea or ocean. As you exhale down, this area that was expanded for this movement moves in towards the Ming Men or low spine. So feeling that. Triple burner. Two more cycles of triple burner. And if you're not already on your seat, grounded on your stool or chair, or standing, make sure that you find a place for this. And our second Qigong cycle move will be Buddha picks up the earth, starting with the palms above the shoulders, anywhere that's comfortable for you. You'll be making a circle, exhaling down, inhaling up for Buddha picking up the earth. And here, Buddha sends it into the sky. Feel it go on the exhale. 2 more cycles. I see shoulders are doing well now. Yeah, when you add the breath to this, you can always use one arm rather than both if you have a shoulder problem, but always modifying for your own body is what's so important. And one more cycle of pushing up the earth by Buddha, which is us, exhaling down slowly towards the ground. Our third cycle for our Qigong practice will be the accordion, starting with your palms right outside your breasts. Inhale out to expand laterally. Breathing through the nostrils and expanding the belly at the same time, slowly exhaling back. Inhale, really feel those nostrils open today. If that won't happen for you, no problem. You can also choose other ways of breathing in, which might be a funnel breath, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to choose the nostril breath myself, slightly opening the mouth, feeling my tongue on the upper palate for the Qigong breath. That allows me to feel the energy moving in all the way to my heart and then exhaling out all the way to my abdomen and my Ming Men area. Once more. A lateral expansion of the ribs and contraction on the exhale. And release. Either seated or standing, we'll inhale, opening up this side body here, lengthening and exhaling down. And the other side, picking up a feather, perhaps seeing it go up, feeling the ribs really, that whole area lengthen through there, and exhaling down. And one more, use your peripheral vision to go up your wall or wherever you are and down to the other side. And let the eyes roll up with the finger and the thumb touch together. and roll down, connecting it all. That helps to raise the chi or inner awareness as well as inner energy that's in your body. That's what the chi is. So we want to begin with feeling this slowness, continuity, circularity, and moving from the center. Now we've gone back to triple burner. I think it doesn't matter how many of these we do, but that what we do has an effect on the chi or your intrinsic energy. So we're now returning to triple burner. And we're going to release now. Release your fingers, release your body, shake it out. And see, it's possible to do this even seated, right? That's so important. Now we're going to move towards a spinal twist. So bringing your right hand over to your left knee and your left hand up. Exhale back down. And now your left hand over towards your right knee. Inhale up. And now increasing the space of that with a small bowl. Inhale, starting from the belly, then the rib cage, then the upper chest, and move over this way. Towards your left. Inhale, center. Feel the spine still lengthened, and as you exhale, feel the sense of the twist to the other side. Come back to center and inhale. Lengthen through the spine and twist. And you may be able to feel, if you're moving really slowly, the effects of this twist on the spine. In yoga, hatha yoga, we call this wringing out the dish rag because there's all these wonderful places that come off the back spine that need some lubrication. And now return to the center, inhale and release. Good, we're going to now stand for our circles of the head, shoulders, and all the rest of the circles. So head and neck will be first, and you can also do this seated if you prefer. Sinking the chin down towards the chest and circling towards your right ear and your right shoulder will be opposite. And exhaling to the other side. Feeling a big oval as that head moves. Getting yourself ready for a really strong cervical spine. And then going the opposite way. Chin to the chest and go to your left and around. If this is difficult for you, you can always raise the shoulders when you go back and leave it there because that'll act as a cradle for your head. Not everyone is comfortable doing this, so I'm clasping my hands behind my back and keeping my shoulders down, but you also can do it this other way. And one more the opposite direction, all the way around. Good. Now when you get toward the chest with your chin, come up to standing, feel the crown of your head as if it's lifted from the ceiling by a string, and feel the whole length of the spine as you come into mountain pose. Mountain pose in yoga is very important for us in Qigong. It's shared with both practices. So here, your feet are a little bit apart, a little bit in a V here. And we'll be using something like this when we get to rocking motion, but this is just a beginning for getting our body lengthened and ready. So now just breathe into the body. Feel the breath from the belly, inhaling. Middle of the spine, which would be the thoracic area. And then the top of the spine at the collarbones. And then exhale slowly down, collarbones, rib cage, abdomen. That's called the Dirga Swasam breath in Hatha Yoga. We call it the 3-part breath also. So inhale, abdomen. rib cage, upper chest, exhale down, upper chest, rib cage, abdomen. One more breath. The mountain pose is something we've just added the breath to, but essentially it's a readiness pose for what comes ahead. So as we come here, let's very gently now circle our elbows, shoulders, and fingers together with that long spine we just created with mountain pose. Forward, up, back and down on the exhale. Feel the shoulder blades roll down the back on the exhale. Feel the inhale coming from the abdomen all the way up to the upper chest and connect it all, including that exhale as the shoulder blades roll down the back. And then coming forward, up, back and down, and then forward again. Let's exhale and inhale back here and exhale forward. The circles are now moving the other direction. We're just making sure that those shoulders get some prep before they begin to do anything here. Good. Moving down the body, bring the arms out into a T. This will also be for this shoulder arm area. And you're going to roll forward without locking the joint at the elbow, because we're trying to release all the joints now. And then you're going to roll back with those palms. Slowly. You can always bring it down if you need to. Doesn't have to be high. Good. Now we're going to bring the elbows close to the body. Lengthen the spine again, because we always keep forgetting. At least I do. And you're going to just circle here. Forward. And then back. And then bring the elbows into the body. And now isolate the wrists forward. And look at your circles. Are you really making a circle? Often one hand will do it and the other one kind of resists. For me, it's usually my left, but it might be a different one for you. We're not even bodies, and we just always are searching to see what we can do about it and take the circle the opposite direction. Good. Now, with your rider on horse position, which is the feet slightly apart, just tap your heels, making sure that you're pretty much in a position where you feel that up through the whole body. That's a very important position to be able to return to in Tai Chi Chih. So I do it often at home, and probably will do it with you often today. So from here, we can open up the legs, do a side-to-side weight shift. And when we get to the forward back shift, we'll be ready to move that left heel forward. This back foot is yan. This is yin in front with the straight leg. And we can come forward and back with that back leg already at a 45-degree angle to the front. Very important that the energy is moving through this leg, and then it's moving back. And when it moves back across the body to this leg. And sink it through the earth. Coming back to your rider on horse position and shifting over towards the left now. Release the right heel. I'll move back so you can see that. And this foot is now 45-degree angle to the front leg. Hope you can all see that. Lengthen through the spine. Create enough space between your heels so that you're not going to unbalance yourself. And just forward back shift for a moment here. You're shifting into the front leg, which becomes yan, or the substantial leg, and the back becomes yin. It's insubstantial or feminine, and it's straight. And then they switch. The front leg becomes feminine or yin. The back leg becomes masculine or yang or substantial. Continual yinning and yanning is something that we should do every day. And in Tai Chi Chih, we have 100 weight shifts. Coming back. Inhale and release. So all this plays together, the Qigong warm-up that we're doing as we move down the hips area now. Feet in a 45-degree angle both ways. And this is the middle. Okay, now we're going to shift forward, side, back, side. Forward to your left, back to your right. We'll start that way so that you feel the 4 points. And then you can begin to create a smooth circle once you feel those forward points. Forward, side, back, side. You're still looking forward. You're keeping your spine fairly straight, connecting cervical, thoracic, and lumbar. And then we'll go the opposite way. So coming back to the center, lengthen. Drop the knees just a little bit. And moving this time to the right and around. Right, back, left, center. Right, back, left, center. Coming back again, we'll go the opposite way. Front, left, back, right. And now whatever way you want to go. Yeah, that connects the lower back, the lower spine with the hip area. So it's very important. And now let's just shake it out. Shake it out all over, starting with the feet. This is getting everything all warmed up, all your joints. We're almost there. Good. Now bringing your feet together, lengthening through your spine first. Bring your thumbs to your hip area here. Just feel that you know where they are. And let's fold forward from the hips with a flat back. Take hold of your knees and circle to the right and around to the left. Slowly forward, side, back, side. Kind of the same idea that you had with the hips. And hold on to the knees because they won't want to do this without help. Good. Now you're going to come back to the middle here, stop, and we'll go the opposite direction. Forward, left, back, and right. Yeah, my body doesn't want to do this way. I don't know. Sometimes you have one way that you're so used to that feels so good. Then you have to encourage it. Hey, try the other way. Good. Now, when we've got that done, let's straighten the legs more or less without locking the knees. Begin to just slide your hands down the shin area towards your ankles if that works for you. And slide back up, opening up the whole body. Bring the arms overhead into the star-shaped star, feet apart. You should feel like when you look down, you really have a star shape. Then coming into cactus here. And we're going to look down, take a breath in, and do the lion's roar. Inhale. And come back up slowly. Inhale. Sticking your tongue out. Cactus, and then the lion. And one more. Let's star shape first. Cactus, and then the lion's roar. Good. And sometimes if you feel like it, you can even go all the way over. Have fun with these things. Okay. So the next one I want to do is, I think the fountain would be the last one. Okay. So bringing your arms overhead, inhale here. When you come over, let me show you first. When you come over, you're going to come over, but you're going to bring the backs of the palms together. Come all the way over like this, folding forward with a flat back from the hips. Inhale back up. The palms are still facing outward, and then open. So this signals water. Okay, you're going to inhale, ready? And don't go too fast if it's not comfortable for you. Ready? Inhale. And sink as a fountain. You also don't have to go all the way over. You can go halfway. Inhale, look up. Bring the palms close together and then or outside the body, facing outside. The backs of the palms are together here. And now open them. Exhaling down. Inhaling and then open at the top. And last one. Exhaling. Inhaling slowly. Good. It's a good aha moment, right? And then we will move into our Tai Chi Chih. Rocking motion will be first. So in rocking motion, making sure that you really feel the rock of it, that as you come forward to inhale, the heels lift and back, that you go back towards your heels and then the toes lift. So feel that sequence physically and also with the connection of your breath. The breath is at the energy sea or ocean, which is at your abdomen. So expansion here, contraction back to the Ming Men area, low back. Tai Chi Chih is under the umbrella of Qigong. So as such, we do our warm up to bring us into this wonderful 19 movements and one pose. Tai Chi Chih. Rocking motion. Feel the figure 8, circularity, continuity, moving from the center, sinking and rising. All parts of Qigong and Tai Chi Chih. Feel the rising here, the sinking in the middle, and then the rising again when you come back and lift the toes. When you come forward and lift the heels. It's really the effort of no effort, but that's the effect of the rising and sinking. The heels are affected here as you move forward on your inhale, and the toes are affected here when you move back on your exhale. Enjoy the length of your spine and the long length of the long breath here. And the long exhale as you come back. After all, this is your energy sea here. So wouldn't there be a wave coming forward? And wouldn't this come to shore and back at your Ming Men? Yeah, it works. Any multiples of 9 here? I'm moving beyond 9 somewhere here. I'm in my energy sea, so I'm not really sure. But it could be 27 or 36. There's rules to all this, but like life, they're loose. And one more here. It's such a beautiful warm-up within itself. Bringing the feet a little closer together for bird flaps its wings, which is our second warm-up for the body. You start with the inhale here. As you sink down, you're sinking down towards the forward part of the foot. Your feet are in a V, and then your heels are going to rise as you move there. And when you come back, you'll be inhaling, lengthening the spine, okay? So that's about all you need to think about, except on the third one that when we do this, you do one wrist circle forward. So you can kind of isolate that wrist circle like we did in our Qigong warm-up. Okay, so now we'll begin. Inhale. Bird flaps its wings, 3 cycles of 3. And inhale. I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see this. Notice the sinking and rising. And we'll do one more cycle of 3. And inhale back to rise. You're standing equally on both feet here when you rise throughout this whole thing. And now we move to our next move, which is a forward back shift. Coming into rider on horse position, shifting towards your right first. Let's do a side to side shift to prepare this with your thumbs on your hip bones. Noticing how one leg bends over here, the other leg bends over here when you straighten this leg. But the body remains up and down as straight as we can make it without being tight. Kind of like a bamboo tree. And shifting over here towards your right leg, prepare this shift for around the platter by bringing your left heel forward. The in leg doesn't have any weight in it until you start shifting, gliding towards me on your inhale and gliding away from me on your exhale. And notice how in the center of the shift, you're on the ground completely. And when you get to the back here, the toes lift, glide through the center. Around the platter in chest high water. What a beautiful image of what it feels like. The fingers don't dip below the water. And there where you start feeling the chi when it moves through thousands of cells in the body. The perfect image for this. Feel the circle, which returns to your heart here and moves away from the heart on the inhale and back to your heart on the exhale. All meditations start and end with the heart. And this one is a moving meditation under the umbrella of Qigong. One more on this side. You'll always start with your left. I will mirror you with my right. Inhale and sink. Now shifting towards your left to bring your right heel forward. Prepare your platter already. Moving around the platter. Nine times each side eventually. And staying slowly moving, feeling the continuity of our rhythm, and mirroring the rhythm of the feet with your hands, although they may be making a circle and your body is not. The body's simply moving forward and back. The circles are going other places. It's a good focus exercise for us. One more on this side. And now bringing back that right leg. Inhale to sink the energy through the earth, slowly like sleepwalking. A slow exhale slows down the heart rate and helps you with high blood pressure if you happen to have it. All right, now you're going to shift over this way towards your right to release the left. We're going to pick up a ball of energy here and carry it around until we reach the center of that circle and then drop it. It's still around the platter, but it's a variation. The ball is right over that front left leg. But it knows its direction is a circle, and the body knows it's supposed to just go forward and back. But there is certainly a transfer of energy to the other side. You might feel that transfer of energy towards your toes on the right side. And as the fingertips are up, as you pick up this ball, all the way until you reach the center of the circle, there's always a little bit of change of energy there. Feel it. There's the exhale. We could even drop that ball a little bit more subtly. Because softness is part of this practice. One more of around the platter variation on your left, and then we'll bring that left foot back to inhale and ground singly here. And perhaps almost at the same time, shift laterally towards your left. Bring the right heel forward. Feel the outer foot here, this 45-degree angle to the front. And your energy is going to start out here on your right side. So pick up the ball there. And then drop it and exhale back. Inhaling forward towards me, exhaling back slowly, gliding through the center and then releasing the toes. As you move back towards the back foot on your left, feel the bending of the knee. Only so little, but enough. Johns Hopkins hospitals and Kaiser Permanente hospitals picked up this practice because they realized it was perfect for the senior body. You're not dropping the knee very far, but it's enough to really feel that all your joints are connecting to a basic Qigong practice here while you're still doing Tai Chi. And last one on your right side. Once we finish the right side, I like to double ground so it reminds me where I am. Because your body almost, after a few minutes, goes into parasympathetic nervous system state, in which you're conscious, but your mind says, I don't really want to think, I just want to do this. And then you shift over towards your right again to prepare for bass drum, where the palms are parallel. Your left heel will be the first to come forward. And you've got enough space between your heels, make sure they're not going to cross. And then you're going to start your bass drum, which will be inhaling forward as you make this big circle of a drum and bring the elbows back, that connect with the hips coming back. And you're surrounded with the chi here. Inhale and exhale. It's bathing your whole body. We'll call that 4. We're going to move towards 9. Notice how our palms are moving with the weight shift, not against it rhythmically. So everything is now synchronistic. So synchronicity is one of the major principles of Tai Chi Chih and Qigong. And Tai Chi Chuan too, but this one is a little different because you're moving so slowly and really feeling these 100 weight shifts does something to us, especially when we connect the energy C. Expanding, coming forward, contracting at the belly, coming back. Now bring the foot back in. You finished your left side. Exhale it down. Shift towards your left. Prepare for the bass drum on your right. Release your right foot. The back left is already a 45-degree angle. And all of those elements now play together. Bass drum. Right side. See if you can be aware of all 3 points of the foot here. The 2 in front and the back heel when you connect to the grounding, and the effects of going into a grounding. And the effects of moving beyond it as you glide back. Be aware of those 3 points of the feet. Each foot has 3. So you've got 6 altogether. If you become aware of that, pronation seems to go away. And let's bring that right foot back. Inhale and sink the energy through the earth, double ground it. Notice how the body's starting to really connect to this breath. Feel it one more time. Feel how it comes up the back. Body. And imagine that it's going to move down for the front body. Like you're egg-shaped. One more. Inhale up through the low back spine. And now bring the energy down through the front body. Beautiful. All right. Our next move is going to be a double move of daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley, and it's right here. So finding your palms open on the outside from just releasing the elbows close to the body, but not tight. Shift over towards your right leg, bringing the left heel forward, preparing for the daughter going up the mountain with your left hand close to the heart as the palms cross here at the wrists, with the right hand on the outside. Keeping the fingertips up as you make that cross of the palms, as if your big circle that you're making is cut down through the center by these 2 circles intersecting. The circle nearest your heart is you. The other circle on the outside of it is someone else. or more people, your community. And you really are going up two sides of this valley here. You're cutting down through the central trail. There's a mountain on either side. So feel that. Inhale into it. It's probably beautiful. And exhale back down through the central trail or valley. 9 times. We'll call this 5. Feel the long exhale as you cut down through the center of that trail. And one more. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. Prepare to open and ground it. And shift towards your left side. Preparing the palms here right at the waist, looking up. Release your right heel. Daughter on the mountaintop. And this will be the same because your hand next to the heart always starts with you. These are all useful tools. If something's happening in your life, you need to just calm down. Think about what this does for you and maybe for the other person. Thinking, speaking, acting always, if we can, from the heart. Slowly moving. Very effective. The opposite of combat. Last one on your right. Daughter on the mountaintop comes to a conclusion here. We're supposed to do a graceful conclusion. So I think that means moving it slowly and with grace. One more, let's exhale it. After we double ground it. And then we shift towards the right to begin the next move, which is daughter in the valley. And your back foot is already at a 45-degree angle to the front. Inhaling through the valley. And perhaps exhaling once you see the tops of 2 mountains and come down through this heart-shaped circle. Beautiful. You might even feel it bathe you with qi, the energy of not actually touching the body, but it's radiating this wonderful sense of energy. Feel that. Taking your time. Slowness is of the essence. And last one on your left of daughter in the valley. Inhale and sink it into the earth. Slowly. Shifting towards your left to begin daughter in the valley on the other side with the fingertips over the shoulders here. As you radiate the energy down, first inhale and then begin to sink it. And then inhale here for the valley. Feel that you're on the earth here until you reach the front leg and it slightly bends and the back heel lifts. And the same thing coming forward occurs when you go back. The leg in front or the leg finally in back will be the one to turn into yan leg. And when the yan leg turns and becomes itself in back here, the front leg will straighten, become yin or insubstantial. And the opposite happens when you go here. Front leg bends, the back leg straightens, but never locks, because all our joints remain soft in this practice. Here you're coming through a valley, and you look over the tops of the mountains that you once climbed. Feel that sense of awe when you see that. Remember, we all remember what that's like, right? We once climbed a lot of them. Maybe not climbing them now, or maybe we are, but that sense of being on top and then coming down is amazing. So glide down on the exhale. Feel the inhale coming forward towards me and the exhale coming away from me on the towards your back wall. One more. Yes, and this is for me the point in this practice where I feel like I finally arrive at a somewhat chi state. Everybody's different. Let's double ground that one. As we come in to carry the ball to the side, a side-to-side weight shift that involves winding up and moving 3 times 3 over there from your right to the left. Picking up the ball of energy by your shoulder here. This leg is already substantial. This is insubstantial as it moves out. And then you sink it as you move. Shifting carries that ball 3 times. Then you bring in the yin leg. Exhale to sink. Inhale to wind up. Shifting into this yan leg. Release the yin and move again. And once you begin to get the technique of this, you don't really have to think about it anymore, but there's a lot of technique involved. Sink, as there is with every art form. Beautiful. Sink it through the earth, and we'll go the opposite direction, winding up towards your left, releasing your right heel, and moving right. Feeling the shift carry the ball as the arms release from the shoulders. Here they are. Here they go. And last one here, to come over to the right. And then walk very slowly back to center. As we get so used to shifting, it's almost like hard to walk, right? Right, that's time for the Buddhist walk, but we won't do that now. We're going to prepare now for push-pull. So let's shift right and left here a little bit, side to side. And then prepare your shift forward again now. We just did the side-to-side shifts, so this is a different thing for the brain. And you first want to come into not a squat position, but it's moving towards a squat. You just want to make sure the spine here, back here, doesn't have the tailbone stuck out, right? You're squatting a little bit. Good. Push, pull, shifting towards your right to release the left leg. You're going to inhale here, making a circle that will send the heel of the hand down, but the fingertips come up as we turn the wrists here to inhale back to us. So now this is a push forwards. You'd be exhaling towards me and then inhaling back. But each exhale needs to start with an inhale. So inhale first, then start exhaling. And inhale back to the heart in a circle of energy. Yeah, let that bathe your face with energy. Such a beautiful circle. Two more on this side. Notice that beautiful turn of the wrist there. Fingertips come up here around the circle. And then they turn to bring the energy back to the heart. One more. Beautiful. Bring that foot in. Inhale first to exhale. Semi-ground. Shift to your left. Release your right heel. Remember which way we're going with our breath. Inhale first before you start pushing. And then inhale to pull back. Push, pull is the name of this move. Here's the push. Here's the pull back. Push towards me. Inhale back towards your back wall and to your heart. That way you get a full shift in, gliding through the center. Last one of push, pull. Bring the foot in and sink it into the earth slowly. Double ground it. Find a good rider and horse position here so you're really grounding with open feet in a slight V here, I think. And we prepare our next move, which is pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. And this move will start right at where around the platter was, but with the palms up, right at the sternum area, your breastbone. So shifting right to bring the left forward, inhaling forward, and exhaling back on this one. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. Could be simply for you and another person or the community you serve. It's bigger than we are, whatever it is. Because it's coming from the most distant star that we can see in our solar system. One more on your left. Feeling the inhale here through your fingertips and the exhale as it moves back towards your feet on the other side. One more, really slow. And then bringing back in that left foot. Single grounding, shifting towards your left, releasing your right heel. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star. Recalibrate your spinal connection here, lengthen again. Perhaps bring the chin towards the chest a little bit. That'll connect cervical, thoracic, and lower spine together. It should be one long line. It has a sense of pleading for energy. As the palms are up, the fingertips are looking out, waiting for that energy to come in. Two more on your right side. Last one. Bring in that foot and double ground it because we're now moving into the taffies. Inhale and sink the energy through the earth. A moment to hydrate is important here as we move into the taffies. When you come to class, if everybody could always have a glass of water, that would be great. Basic taffy. Slowly moving as you inhale here, bringing your left hand under the right elbow, and then bring out your left heel here and pull the taffy between the palms. There's heavy air there. And then sink it into the earth. And now your right hand moves under the left elbow and you move towards the right. This is your invite hand inviting you towards the right. It's underneath. And last one of basic taffy. Beautiful. That's getting so easy for you. And this is going to be the next one, which will be anchor taffy. You'll be anchoring your right leg right here, and it won't move when you come forward and back. And then it pulls in when you ground it, bringing it into shore. It's like a boat. You're the boat. Inhale here. And that's the anchor back there. That's the forward shift. You ground it, and then you do the side to side shift. and bring in your anchor foot, which is your right. Inhale to lengthen and sink. Then you start the other way. Now your left leg is the anchor, and the right is moving around, and your right hand is underneath it. It'll move out with this right leg as you shift to the side and ground. And that just keeps changing. Right hand under. Right foot out to the side. You just pulled in your anchor. Good. The anchor leg only pulls in at the very last end of the side-to-side shift. Here it comes. And then it starts the next move, and the other leg anchors. And notice how the inside or the invite hand is underneath here, inviting you over to this side. And you want to ground fully through this before you start the next one. Two more. We'll do this one here. Bring the anchor in here with your left foot. Bring it in. And then that leg will guide us home. It becomes connected to the invite hand, which is taking us back to the left. And bringing in the anchor here, which will be your right. And double grounding it. Anchor taffy has come to a graceful conclusion. And it's our first variation. Our second variation is circles taffy. Give yourself a little bit of space. You'll be doing wrist circles out that will look like this. And on the third one, you'll do a wind up, and then you'll bring it over to the side on your basic taffy. Okay? Good to remember kind of before we start. It's a bit of sinking and rising in this. So as you drop down, 1, 2, you come up in it, and then you sink down, and then you pull the taffy still in that sink position, and now you inhale to rise. And then inhale to rise again and sink. Sink. Sink, wind up. Right hand comes under and takes you to the side. And then you inhale to lengthen, sink a little bit. And I like to remember to do this, that I'm going to inhale again to sink. It makes sense that way because it's kind of the way sinking and rising looks or feels. Here, you will drop down, and you're going to stay down, and then pull this to the side. Inhale to rise, sink a little bit. So it means the knees just bend slightly, and then inhale, lengthen, and then start again. Everyone does these things differently. So this is what I found works with my breathing practice. Inhale. I sometimes forget that, sorry. 2. 3, wind up. It's a half circle when you get to the wind up. Then you pull the taffy, rein it in, sink it a little bit, and then inhale again, and then we'll go back. We're done. 1, 2, 3. You sunk already. Now you just wind up here, pull the taffy, lengthen to inhale, and now sink it fully. We're just going to ground it into the earth a couple times. It's the most youthful move I think we do. It reminds me always of jump roping for some reason. And now we're going to move into our next taffy, the third variation, which is perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Heel step, you shift over here, and when you get there fully on this foot, then you move to the other foot and heel step it. Feel the energy move to your toes here on this left side, and then lift the right heel, etc. Okay, so I don't think it should be too fast, but there is also something else that happens here. As your left hand moves under the right elbow, and you prepare this, you're sinking into this leg. Your left heel is out here. You pull it's a heart protector move as you move the palms apart here. You can see that it starts right where you would have your blood pressure taken. And then you go this way, and then it changes to the other side. So that move of coming down through there is really important, okay? I sometimes get mixed up in it, so let's just ground again. Good. Perpetual motion taffy with heel step. And technically, we shouldn't be rising too much on this, but when you get here to inhale, there's a little bit of a rise. But we can diminish that if we don't lift the foot so high. Keep the tailbone in. You're in a very slight squat here. So that's why you could inhale and lengthen just to feel some relief from that. And we don't ever want to have the knee go beyond the big toe. So your feet are in a V here to protect the connection between hip, knee, and ankle. And the toe is just a marker so we know, have I gone too far? Perpetual motion taffy can be as long as you want it. It's perpetually moving with your beautiful side-to-side weight shift and heel step. And last one here. Inhale to release. And sink it through the earth. As we come to working the pulley, which is our next item here, let's first ground all the taffies that we've done, the 3 variations and basic taffy. What beautiful moves those are. And they always take a lot of thinking about to figure them out. So I can remember spending many, many hours. What does that do? Which hand am I on? Which foot? Yeah, take your time to work on those. And that is the beauty of Zoom, is you can go back and see again if the next time it's easier. Okay, and now we're going to just ground that for a second, and we'll move into our next one, working the pulley. Left hand forward from the heart, right hand underneath the hip bone, shift to your right, release your left heel forward, and prepare for this cross body move, which is supposed to be only wide enough that we could touch each other's shoulder on Zoom. So it's not going too far, but there is, in my opinion, at least what I've experienced, is I have to shift as I move back on my heel. As I move forward, I shift on the back foot. So that would be the ball of the foot. Because the heel rises in back, right? And the toes rise in front. So this would be your heel in the front and your ball of the foot in the back as you glide and make that turn without torquing anything. And the beautiful part is that we've got circles that are almost like a crawl stroke here, but never so big that we straighten the elbows completely. So it doesn't come over that much. It does come over the shoulder a bit, but not so much that you straighten the elbow. It should be pretty good for your shoulders. And then as that circle moves down, the palm moves up. That's it. It moves out, and the other palm moves back with the palm up. One hand. And since we're on the front leg is now your left, when you bring this hip back, you might feel an inhale here and an exhale here, because the front hand and the front leg are both the left hand. The other hand is the partner. One more here. Good. Working the pulley is a wonderful feeling move once you get it, but try to not push too much on it. You can also use a shorter weight shift, front and back. All right, now it's your right hand forward and your right leg, and you're going to shift to the right, negotiating that slight turn there. Good. The beauty of going slowly is you can really figure these things out. Two more of working the pulley on your right side. Last one. Good. They really begin to feel more like circles now. Double ground it. As we next move into light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Coming into your mountain pose first, feet in a V. Just breathe for a second here in stillness. And then prepare light at the top of the head, light at the temple, feet in a V, sinking down. Bringing the palms over the crown of the head, sinking and rising. Rising on the inhale. Coming to the balls of the feet. Circling the palms, or the Tao, like you're massaging it. It's a circle. 6 to 9 times. Holding that ball of energy without touching anything, but there's energy there between the palms, the gong points, and sink and rise them. And circle all around the body with the exhale. Preparing for the inhale to return to the heart above the right hand. on the inhale, and then sinking down through the energy, through this midline, and back up to the temples, light at the temple. Sink and rise, feet in a V. Circle the energy of yin and yang. And hold it there, inhale it. Sink and rise. Send the energy down. Inhale the left hand close to the heart. And circle it down again to slowly exhale into the earth. Preparing for our next move, which is joyous breath. Feet are still in a modified V here. Inhale everything you can, coming up to the balls of the feet for joyous breath, and then sink it out. We'll make a noise here. Ha, 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 ha. 4 times on that exhale. 1 long inhale divided into 4. And maybe a bigger ah. Inhale. Ah, 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 ah. And slowly inhaling and slowly releasing it into the earth. And preparing for passing clouds, feet in a much larger, not much larger, but larger V on the earth. As one hand passes, the mirror hand leaves, the other hand passes, and the mirror hand leaves. We can follow them, or outside, I like to follow where they're going. Where is that mirror hand going? I see a tree, I see a cloud. I see the sky, I see the sun. You know, you can play with this however you like to, but it's so important now as we come into spring to feel the beauty of it. And the beauty of Qigong, Tai Chi, and yoga share many, many qualities, which is connecting mind, body, and spirit with a sense of awe for our lives, for what lies ahead and what came before, and then letting it all go as clouds pass. Not following the mirror hand sometimes. Coming into focus. And letting things go. Like clouds passing. You can brush the other elbow if you like. Feeling a little bit of a front back weight shift on this side to side here. And then we'll bring it to a close. Bringing in your left leg. Double grounding it. Maybe triple grounding it. When you do a yoga practice, hatha yoga practice, we always call the end of all the asanas a time to lock in all the energies. And that's kind of what this closing pose will be once we do the 6 healing sounds. So we'll do these next, and these are for the various organs that were important or are important in Chinese medicine. Ho is the sound for the heart. Hu is the sound for the spleen. Tsu is the sound for the liver. Sh is the sound for the lungs. Shi is the sound for the triple heater. And the last one is Chui for the kidneys. The most primary area is the kidneys, not the heart in these 6 healing sounds. So drink lots of water after class. Beginning with heart. Left hand, your left hand, your left foot. For the spleen. For the liver. For the lungs. For the triple heater. For the kidneys. Five chewies. Heel step. Turn them upside down. Mixing all the energies of yin and yang, all the opposites. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. Inhale very slowly, lengthening through the spine, bringing your left hand close to the heart, connecting the energy laterally of your elbows, looking over the window of eternity, opening the fingers to look through it. Interlocking fingers, bringing the arms overhead. The inside of the palms facing up towards the sky. And your peripheral vision looking up in gratitude. Many thousands of teachers over thousands of years, about 5,000, that helped to bring Qigong to us. 5 centuries of Tai Chi Chuan that brought us Tai Chi. And the work of Wen Shan Wang, Chinese Cultural Center, and Justin Stone, who brought this to us as T'ai Chi Chih in 1974. In gratitude for all of us who love this practice. Thank you. And take it with you at many places.